Time for another episode of viewers' emails. First from Mrs. Cliff. She planted some mums in the ground. They were small ones and wondering what she should do in the winter to get them to come back. So most people use mums as annuals, but they technically are. This is a perennial. So if you want to keep it, once all the foliage comes down, don't cut it back, but then heavily mulch it and let that mulch go down through the frame, and then just get a nice pile of it and cross your fingers. And because if it didn't get enough root development in the fall and going into early winter, it may not make it. But what you'll see in the spring, you'll see little roots and shoots coming up. And then once you know that, you have them and you can divide them then. And then you just pinch them back each month until July 4th. We always say the 4th. And then you let it go and you'll have beautiful fall mums. Next up, this is from Phil. He's got a photo of a macro hydrangea where the blooms are kind of stuck down in here, and wondering, why are the blooms down in here instead of coming up like they should? And Phil, more than likely, one of two things. Probably it's not getting enough sun. They don't want hot afternoon sun, but they don't want shade. So what'll happen is the foliage reaches for the sun and leaves the bloom behind, or too much fertilizer. So back off on the fertilizer, try to get a little more sun, might have good luck. All right, our next question comes from Bob, trying to live trap a chipmunk, and it must be the fastest chipmunk ever because he races through the trap, takes the bait, and still does not get caught. All right, Bob, so if you see it and you know it's a chipmunk, okay, I understand, but it's possible you have something a little bigger, like a squirrel, that might be taking the bait. So what you can do, this is the bait table, wire, or take a piece of string and wire the bait on there. So whatever you're gonna use, I can't get my hand in there. So you would just put a little string around that and wire that on, and that will make him fight a little bit. And just remember, when you relocate that chipmunk, no more than a couple miles away from home. All right, our next question is from Christine. Hey, we didn't get our landscape trimmed up this summer. It was too hot. What shrubs can be pruned in the fall? Well, Christine, summer's not a great time either. Really, the best time to trim is early spring, really late winter, early spring. I would not go pruning anything now. Although some you can, arbs you could probably prune any time of the year, but I think I would kind of just let it go. Rose bushes, if you're a neatnik and you want to clean them up a little bit, you can trim them down, but don't trim them down, past 2 foot or so. And then in March, you want to trim them all the way down to 18. So, but if you trim them down now, you'll have winter killed, and you'll have to go even smaller with them. Okay, our last question comes from Bev, she just bought a brand new house a few years ago. It's on a slab, worried about whether mice can get in, and she's never had mice. And Bev, yes, they can, but if you haven't had any, you shouldn't be too worried about it. But if you want to do something, you can set a trap in the garage and just keep freshen the bait every once in a while, and that would be kind of your early warning of that you have some mice. You could also do, a lot of people wouldn't like this, but you could put some poison, and then you would actually see if anybody's nibbling on it, or you can use this preventer sack, but the problem is you still won't know whether you have mice around. Have a question you'd like me to answer? Shoot me an email at askpat@wthr.com.